Good morning, everyone. Okay, good morning, class. So before we start our discussion today, may I request everyone to please stand up to start our morning prayer led by Raymar. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Okay, good morning again, class. Okay, so before you take your seats, can you please arrange your chairs properly and make sure your area is clean. Okay, when you're done, we all take your seats. Okay, now, may I know who is absent? None? Very good. So now, class, before we proceed to our discussion, let me introduce to you first our classroom rules. So our classroom rules is the very important that you need to follow when you are here in my class. Understand? Very good. So I want you to read our classroom rules one by one. Start with letter K. Okay. So I want you to keep respect always. Respect your elders, your classmates, your teachers, the faculties, staffs, and whoever you're interacting with. So you always need to respect them, okay? Next is the letter A. Okay, so it's also important to follow direction and do your task properly or act responsibly. So as a student, you need to be a responsible student and especially responsible to yourself. Understand? Okay. The third rule is, can you read? Okay, give others a chance to speak and share ideas. So all of you have a chance to share your thoughts, your ideas, all your information that comes in your mind. Understand? Very good. And the last rule is, can you read? Okay, so I want you to be an active learner. Participate actively in our class because during our discussion, every time I ask you a question, you will receive a reward. Here? Okay, so I hope we follow these rules. Our classroom rules will be a happy and safe place for everyone. So class, are we ready to follow the KAYE classroom rules? Very good. So now class, since we already done with our classroom rules, okay now class, let us have a very short recap of the topic to discuss last time. So who can still remember our previous lesson? Yesterday? Excellent. So remember class that sometimes the verb does not function as verbs, but as verbal. Now, can someone tell me what noun means? Yes, Joanna? That's right. So, now, who can still remember what an adjective is? Yes, Pauline? That's correct. What about an adverb? Who can define it? Yes, Aika? That's correct. Exactly. It's very good, everyone. Since you clearly understand the lesson last time, so for you to gain more knowledge and learn more with our next topic, let us have first a free assessment. So you're going to answer this in your paper. So kindly get one more sheet of paper. Okay, so kindly please read the direction first before you answer. Alright, so I want you to fill each blank with any of these words. It could be a noun, adjective, verb, or adverb. If you really understand our previous lesson, you will answer this basically. Understand? Okay, you may now start. Are you all done? Okay, can you pass your papers forward? Okay, very good. So, kindly give 3 claps for everyone since all of you got a perfect score. That's a very good start. So now class, since you already know the noun, the adjective, the verbs or adverb, And we already tackled about verbals. Now, to our new lessons, we're going to discuss how we're going to use verbals. Understand? Okay, so this is our new lesson, use verbals. But before we discuss how to use verbals in a sentence, I want you to have an activity first. Raise the flag, verbal, and actions. So can you please read the direction, everyone? Okay, so this will be a group activity. So each group will have flag, the red flag and the green flag. So the green flag, you will raise the green flag if you want to answer. And you will raise the red flag if you want to steal the answer of the group 2. Is that clear? Okay, so I'm going to present you a picture and then each group will have a representative who will raise the flag. And be careful of raising your flag, okay? Before you raise your flag, think carefully and answer the question correctly. Is that clear? Okay, very good. So now, here is the flag. Okay, are you ready? Okay, it seems like you're really ready. Okay, here is the first picture. What is the action word in the given picture? Yes, group 1? Run or running, that's right. Now, can you give a sentence connected to your answer? Very good. So group 1 got 2 points. Second picture. What is the action word in the given picture? Yes, group 1 again. Your answer is singing. Very good. The action word is sing. Now, give the sentence connected to your answer. That's right. Now let's proceed to the third picture. So what is the base verb shown in the picture? Yes, group 2? Learn. Very good. Now, can you give a sentence connected to your answer? That's right. Now, the fourth picture. What is the base verb shown in the picture? Yes, group 2 again. That's right. So, now, give a sentence connected to your answer. That's correct. Next, the fifth picture. What is the past participle form of the verb shown in the picture? Yes, group 2 again. That's correct. Now, can you give a sentence connected to your answer? Very good, group 2. So group 2 got 6 points. The last picture, what is the past participle from the verb shown in the picture? Yes, group 2 again. That's right. Now, can you give a sentence connected to your answer? Okay, very good. So our winner is the group 2. Group 2 got 9 points total. Group 2 got 8 points total score. Very good. Can you give 3 claps for group 2? Okay. So, better luck next time, group 1. So now, class, connected to our activity that already done, we will go back to some of the pictures that you already showed. And I want you to remember all your answer and the sentence you create. Okay? Okay. So the first picture I show during our activity is this. Again, what is your answer for this picture? What is the action word given in the picture? Run or running. Very good. So, run plus ing sentence, right? That connected to your answer or possibility. Instead of that, your sentence is running is healthy. That's correct. Another question. The word running, is it acting as a verb or a noun? That's correct. So this means when an ing form of a verb acts as a noun, it is called a gerund. Is that clear, class? Very good. Now, let's proceed to the second picture. Again, what is your answer to this picture? The base verb to this picture is learn. That's right. And the sentence you construct is, she loved to learn English, right? Okay, very good. Now, I have a question. What does she love? Yes, Aida? To learn. Okay. So another question is to learn functioning as a noun, adjective, or adverb? Yes, Jerry. A noun. Very good. That's correct. So remember this. Remember this, class. When a verb in the to plus base form, so remember this, class. When a verb is in the to plus base form or the base word and functioning as a noun, adjective, or adverb in the sentence, it is called infinitive. Did you understand? Very good. Now, let's proceed to the third picture. Take a look to this picture. In our past activity, you answer the question, what is the past participle form of the verb shown in the picture? Again, what is your answer? Broken. Very good. And the sentence you construct is, the broken phone is useless. Now, and the sentence you construct is, the broken phone is useless. That's correct. Still in the verb. Now, my question is, what does broken describe? Yes. Ugly. Phone. Very good. That's correct. If broken describes phone, what part of speech describes a noun? Let's call it an adjective. That's correct. So, class, when a verb form describes a noun, it is called a participle. Is that clear? That. Very good. Now, class, before we proceed to our discussion, let us read first our objectives. First is, can you read, everyone? Okay, so throughout our discussion, we will identify and explain the use of gerund, infinitive, and participles in a sentence. Our next objective, can you please read, everyone? Okay, you will also demonstrate responsible critical thinking by applying verbals in real-life situation through written. And last objective, can you please read? Okay, thank you. So, for our last, we're going to create a meaningful sentence and a short essay using a gerund, infinitive, and participle that reflect personal choice or decision-making scenario. Is that clear? Okay, so throughout our discussion, we will encounter this objective. Now, class, let's proceed to our discussion. Verbals. Again, what is verbals? Can you please read, everyone? So now, since our lessons is use verbals, we're going to tackle the three kinds of verbals so that we will know how to use verbals in a sentence. Are you ready? Okay. first to gerund. Everyone, can you please read what is gerund? Okay, very good. So a gerund is a verb form and the is the ing that function as a noun. So how to form the gerund? We have the base verb or the base form plus the ing. We have the example here. Run is equals to running. Read is equals to reading. Swim is equals to swimming. Now, who can give me an example of gerund? Yes? Right and writing. Very good. That's correct. Another. Yes, God? Listen and listen is equals to listening. Very good. So, here class, gerund can be used as the subject, direct object, object of the preposition, predicate nominative, and appositive. So, let's discuss them one by one. How we're going to identify the subject, direct object, object of the preposition, predicate nominative, and appositive in a sentence using a gerund. Now, class, let's proceed first to the subject. Can you please read what is subject? Okay, very good. So, subject is the word or group of words that tells who or what the sentence is about. It is usually found at the beginning of the sentence. The example here is, swimming is a good exercise. So, let me write here. Yes, Lloyd. Swimming. Very good. So swimming is the subject. Now, can you please read the direct object, everyone? Okay, so the direct object receives the action of the verb. It answers the question what or who after the action verb. Example here is, she enjoys reading. In an example given there or here, what is the direct object? What is the direct object? Reading. What she enjoyed? Reading. So, reading is the direct object. Another is, can you please read object of the preposition? Okay, so object of preposition is it completes the meaning of preposition like in, on, at, of, for, with, about, to. An example here is, she is interested in reading. Okay, so the object of the preposition, the example is, she is interested in reading. So what is the object of the preposition here in the sentence? Learning. Why? Yes, Lloyd? Okay, because the preposition in complete, because in complete the preposition learning. That's correct. Now class, I want you to give examples is the subject in your sentence? That's correct. What about the direct object? Yesterday. Very good. What's the direct object in your sentence? That's correct. What about object of preposition? Yes, Sophia? Okay, with your sentence, what is the object of the preposition? That's right. So, you clearly understand our first three parts of gerund. Now, let's proceed to predicate, nominative, and appositive. So, can you please read everyone the predicate, nominative? Okay, thank you. So, the example here, it's said here that predicate nominative is a noun that relates or identifies the subject. So, the example here is, her hobby is painting. What do you think is the predicate nominative in the sentence? What? Okay, very good. Now, try to please read everyone on the positive. Okay, thank you. So, a positive is a noun placed beside another noun to explain or give more information about it. So, it adds extra information and often separated by comma. So, the example here is, my favorite activity, reading, relaxing. So, what is in the positive here? Reading, because even though without this word reading, or let's read it without reading. My favorite activity, relaxing. The sentence is still complete. That's right. So I want you to give an example of predicate nominative. Yes, Samantha? That's correct. So what is the predicate nominative in your sentence? That's correct. Now, what about an appositive? Yes, Ray? Okay. So, what is with your sentence, what is an appositive in your sentence? That's right. So, class, we need to learn this part of the sentence because gerund can take many roles. So if we understand the parts, we can easily identify how gerund are used in the sentence. Is that clear? Okay, very good. Now, let's proceed to the practice exercise 1. So I want you to answer this practice exercise 1 in 1/2 blank parts. So can you please read the direction first? Okay, so thank you. So I want you to underline the verb and circle the gerund. Is that clear? Okay. Are you done? Okay, can you pass your papers forward? Okay, thank you everyone. I will check this activity later. Now, let's proceed to infinitive. So, class, can you please read? Okay, very good. So, an infinitive is a form by to plus base verb and can function as a noun, adjective, or adverb. As a noun, infinitive can also be used as subject, direct object, object of preposition, predicate, nominative, and the positive. Again, what is the subject? Yes, Lord? Very good. What about the direct object? Yes, Joanna? That's right. What about the object of the preposition? Yes, Hazel? Exactly. And the predicate nominative? Yes, Pauline? That's correct. And last, the appositive? Yes, Sophia? Okay, it seems that you understand our discussion in gerund. Okay. So, now, how to form the infinitive? It said here that to, the word to, plus based verb. Example, to read, to write, to help, to study. The example sentence is, to travel is my dream. The infinitive is to travel because it has the word to. That's right. So anyone from the group who wants to give an example for infinitive? Yes, Joanna? That's right. Another one. Yes, Samantha? Very good. So now class, I'm going to give you an example of how an infinitive can function as a noun, adjective, or adverb. So first is as a noun. So the example, so as a noun, it acts like a thing. Example, to travel is my dream. In this sentence, to travel is my dream. Where is the subject in the sentence? To travel. Very good. What about the noun? To travel. That's correct. Because infinitive as a noun, it acts like a thing, or a subject, object, preposition, nominative, appositive. So this is correct. The travel is infinitive as the travel is function as a noun. Next example is she loved to sing. Now class, in this sentence, what is the direct object? To sing. Very good. And also, to sing is an infinitive. Very good. Last. His goal is to win. So, what is the predicate nominative in this sentence? To win. Very good. And it's also an infinitive. That's correct. So, since you already understand the infinitive, let's have a practice exercise 2. So, I want you to read the direction first. Okay, so same with our practice exercise 1, you're going to underline the verb, but here, you're going to underline the verb twice and circle the infinitive. Is that clear? Okay, kindly get one cup lengthwise for this activity. Copy first the sentence and answer it. Okay, class, are you done? Okay, kindly pass your papers forward. Okay, thank you. So I will going to check this later on. Now, let's proceed to participle. So, everyone, can you please read what is participle? Okay, thank you. So, a participle is a verb form that functions as an adjective to describe or modify a noun or pronoun. So, we have types of participle: present, past, and perfect. Present participle, it ends with ing. It's like the gerund. And the past participle, it ends in ed, d, t, or n. And the perfect participle, living plus past participle. The example is walking, broken, bird, having none. Example sentence is, the crying baby needs milk. So, here in the example class, the crying baby needs milk. here in a sentence, what do you think is the participle in the sentence? Crying. Why? Yes, Samantha? Because it ends with ing. That's correct. And what type of participle in crying is? Present participle. That's right. What about this sentence? The broken phone is mine. So what is the participle in the sentence? Broken. Why broken? What type of participle broken is? Very good. So broken describes phone. That's correct. So now class, that you understand the participle, you need to remember here in participles, it could be present, past, or perfect. When it's present, it ends with ing. And when it's past participle, it ends with ed, d, t, or en. And when in a perfect participle, ing plus participle. That's correct. So I want you to give a sentence connected to the participle, present participle. Yes, God? That's right. What about the past participle? Yes, Lloyd? Correct. And last is the perfect participle. Yes, Raymond? That's right. Very good, everyone. So since you clearly understand the participle, let us have the practice exercise 3. So please read the direction. Okay, so you're going to underline the verb twice, circle the participle, and draw an arrow to the word the participle modified. Is that clear? Okay, so kindly answer this in 1/2 lengthwise. So copy the sentence first and then answer it. Okay? Okay, now class, are you done? Kindly pass your papers forward. Okay, very good. So now class, that we all are already done with our discussion, the gerund, infinitive, and participle. Did you know now how to use that kinds of verbals? Okay, very good. So since you already know how to use that kinds of verbals in sentence, the gerund, participle, and infinitive, let us have an activity. The activity is entitled Verbal Detective. So I'm going to divide you into 3 groups, and I'm going to give you a set of 5 sentences. So here in this paper, it includes 5 sentences for each group. And then you're going to create a table like this. So did you bring your own manila paper? Okay, that's very good that you bring it. Now, in your manila paper, you're going to create a table like this. And then, you will going to identify the verbal in the sentence that I will give to each group. Is that clear? Okay, next is, you are going to identify whether it is gerund, infinitive, or participle. You're going to write, when you identify the verbal, you're going to write here. And then, when you already know, or when you already identify whether it is gerund, infinitive, or participle, you're going to write here in the kinds of verbals. And last, identify its function. It could be noun, adjective, or adverb. So the function you can write here, the last column. Is that clear? Okay, very good. So you're going to write your answer on manila paper that you bring, and then you're going to present it later and explain your answer in front of the class. Is that clear? Okay, so here is the sentence for each group. Okay, now class, please go to your respective group and work as a group, okay? Are you all done? Okay, so let us call group 1. We're going to present. Okay, can you give 3 claps for group 1? So what about the group 2? Present your answer. Okay, give 3 claps for group 2. For group 3, okay, give 3 claps for group 3. Very good, everyone, since you present your verbal detectives activity. Well, so here is your reward. So now class, you're going to answer, I'm going to give you a question and you're going to answer this. First question is, what is gerund? Yes, Samantha? Okay, that's correct. Here is your prize. Next, what is an infinitive? Yes, Dad? Very good. Can you get your prize here? Last question. What is participle? Yes, Lemur? That's correct. So can you get your reward here? So now class, that you really understand the gerund, infinitive, participle, we're going to have quiz. So this quiz consists of 2 parts. First part is true or false. And the second part is complete the sentence. So you're going to copy first and read the direction. So everyone, can you please read the direction first? Okay, so I want you to copy it in a one full sheet of paper and answer it. Is that clear? Okay, very good. Are you all done? Okay, let's proceed to part B. Complete the sentence. So read the direction first. Okay, thank you. Now, copy it in a one full sheet of paper and answer it. Are you all done? Okay, very good. So can you pass your papers forward? Okay, thank you. Now, let's proceed to your task. So, your performance task is individual task, essay writing. So, you're going to write a short essay, 150 to 300 words, about your daily life, hobbies, or personal experience. Include at least 5 gerund, example is swimming, reading, and also include 5 infinitives, example, to play, to study, like example sentences, I like to play, to study, to swim, to dance, like that. And next is 5 participle. Use any types of participle. Example is laughing and broken. So you're going to highlight or underline each verbal in your essay and make sure your essay is connected to real life situation. Could be daily life, hobbies, personal experience. And you're going to submit your essay individually. So you're going to submit it next week. Is that clear? Okay, so here is your criteria for essay writing. Can you please read everyone? Okay, so is that clear? Very good. So now class, since we're already done with our discussion, let us have a recitation time. So I'm going to give you 2 questions. You're going to pick 1 question. I have here 2 questions and you're going to pick 1 or 2. Clear? Is that clear? Okay. Let's start with Aika. So, are you going to pick the first question or second question? Okay, first question. The first question is, how does learning verbal help you think critically? Okay, you can identify the root of each word, whether it acts as a noun, adjective, or adverb. That's a good answer. Now, let's have Gab. You're going to pick the first question or second question? The second question. The second question is, in what ways can using a gerund, infinitive, or participle improve your writing? Okay, by making your sentence more complete and interesting. That's a good answer too. So, we are all done now with our presentation. I think we have 3 claps for everyone. Okay, so now class, let me introduce to you your homework. So, your assignment is repeat everyone the direction. Okay, very good. So, you're going to read the situation and answer the question using verbal. The situation here is you have to decide whether to join a school club or focus on preparing for your exams. So you're going to write a sentence using a gerund to describe an action that helps you make a wise decision. Example here, planning my schedule carefully helps me decide whether to join the club or study for exam. And second, you're going to write a sentence using an infinitive to explain your purpose in making that decision. Example, I want to balance my time so I can enjoy school activities and still study well. So this is for infinitive. And for participle, you're going to write a sentence using participle to describe the result of making a good decision. Example here, satisfied with my choice, I felt confident about managing both responsibilities. So your assignment is like this example. So you're going to read the situation carefully and analyze it. And you're going to submit it tomorrow. Understand? Okay, very good. So that's all for today's class. Goodbye, everyone. Okay, so goodbye, class. Thank you for